Morning, y'all. This is the container check live from the ground. Oh, sorry about my voice here. A little wheezy. And you know, these days you cannot be sick. You cannot cough. The suspicion is wide and long. In any event, I'm watching the trees still. I did, as per my other video before this one, I did seed my collards, and in a container I will transplant them. One of the things that hits me is when I am out back and I have and I'm transplanting plants or crops that I purchased, knowing good and darn well I could have seeded those. Now I'm behind, as is most folks, when it comes to us gardeners. You know, we're always doing all kinds of stuff, and I usually like to start things under lights in January. And since I got behind because I was busy with some other things, I was watching something and I decided to try the cold stratification method, or to put them in cold frames in the containers and sit them out there, and when it's time for them to germinate, they will. I've seen one thing germinate. My sprouts have sprouted, of course. They do that. They like this one. That's cool. And so, with that being said, I've got all those containers and I've got soil in them, and I am excited to see what will germinate. I'm going to check out there today, because yesterday the slow down. Yesterday the weather warms up significantly, and you know what, go a different way today. Warmed up significantly, and I didn't go look on purpose because I thought yesterday, Saturday, I was busy, but doing some other things. But I know that once I got out there, it's going to be an all-day thing. There's a song in the 80s. It's going to be an all-night thing, you know. And so I didn't go out there on purpose. And I'll be surprised when I get out there tomorrow or today, depending on what the day lends itself to. A busy day today. But in any event, while I was driving yesterday, I said, you know what, you forgot to watch the trees. And I watched the trees. Now I see this tree here. It looks like it's a Japanese maple, but I can't really tell just from driving by it. But that's going to give me an indication of the warm up and lack of, you know, buddings. I know that it's still a little cool. Now, I'm in Zone B in New Jersey, 6B, and I don't have a clue. I have no clue what the ground dude said. I don't know what he said, because I think he, supposedly New Jersey's groundhog passed away. Now, I thought we were going by the dude in Philly, the groundhog in Philly, for our weather reporting. I know if he passed away, or if that mayor of that town, Biloxi Phil or somebody, you know, took him down from biting him in the face a few years ago. It's not something you forget, and the mob never forgets. Biloxi, whatever his name was, he bit that man in his face. At first, I'm like, you know, I try to keep some decorum about me with some things that come across as funny, but it's really not funny. You know, he has his little mayor, tall, what's that tall hat that Abe Lincoln supposedly wore his big top hat. He had that tall top hat on, and he's standing out there, and he's bringing out the groundhog all ceremonial like to see what he's going to predict. And that dude bit him in the face, and I was like, you know what? You's a rude thing. You did not have to bite that man in the face. Now here's the funny part. People kill me with professionalism. Professional, I'm a professional. Okay, fine. There's something called naturalism. I'm not taking the parkway, it looks slow. Natural says, you bite me in the face, an eye for an eye, I'm going to bite you back. Now, biting a ground rat is not the smartest thing to do, but I could see his reaction to be bit in the face by this thing. You know, I'm sorry, I can see it. And, or if he doesn't bite him back, slamming his butt to the ground. You know that you should not have bitten that man in his face. Now, in his defense, I am a rodent. I sit in my lair. They hibernate, which means they chill all doggone winter. Now, he doesn't talk. Neither did he go to college with Al Roker. So he's not a meteorologist, to my knowledge, because he wouldn't be doing this. He'd be someplace getting them 6-7 digits every year to tell you the weather. Instead, y'all waking him up to ask him, hey, can you predict the weather? You could go get Miss Cleo, if those of you old school folks know who she was. Or you could go and just look at the Farmer's Almanac. That's who used to tell us about the weather and planting or whatever. But instead, you go get this ground rat and make your whole ceremony. He don't know none of y'all. He works one time a year. Y'all probably feeding him. He all warm. Imagine being in your house and you're all nice and warm and you're chin-chilling. Maybe he was watching Netflix. I don't know. But his girl or his boy, I don't know. And somebody come pulling you out, asking you about the damn weather. You don't care about the weather because you're at your house. And the funny thing is, when you home and it's the bad weather and the sleet where we are, the sleet hitting your house and it's warm and toasty. Maybe you baking some cupcakes. I don't know. You got some food. You got your honey or your bunny, you know, and you are chilling. You don't care about the weather outside. You may be like, you know what? Do I got to get out here and do some snow? You know, to do some something. You know, you hear your sump pump come on. You're like, okay, that means water's under the house, but the pump's working. So you're happy. There's some things that are. This has to do with planting, but there's some things can make us happy that are small, you know. And I'm learning in my ripe old age of 22 times 2 or 3 that 21 times 2 or 3 that some things really do cause happiness. Small, like hearing your sump pump come on in your house. You hear boom, you know it's doing its job. Okay, you know that there's no issue with water being in your basement or under your house, you know, or anywhere or something. So that's a happiness for me, you know, especially if you battled some things. And we've all battled some things in this life. It's a battle. And so I plant this seed today to say that, you know what, try to find some happiness in all things, including small things that may not be so small. Even including Mr. Groundhog and his girl, her dude, being woke up to ask the weather. He just got tired of it. You know, you get tired. You get tired of some situations. And you're like, and he bit the man. Now the man being a professional, okay, I am a professional. He acted so stoic about it. Now, you know, we always say, oh, they should put a brother or a sister or a countryman or a country sister or brother in this thing because country Charles is going to beat that thing down with his Confederate flag, okay? Country Chuck is going to beat that thing with his Confederate flag. I'm just going there, you know, and no disrespect to your thoughts, Country Chuck, but if that groundhog bites you, you might shoot him, okay? You know you're going to shoot him. Ain't going to be no decorum about professionalism and everybody's watching because the Groundhog Society of America, you worried about them stripping you and messing up your reputation? Look, you bit that man in his face. And in his defense, I'm just a rodent. Like, I don't know what the weather is. You guys have computers now. You don't need to wake me up. So, with that being said, there's also the ability to look at the trees back where I started. And as I'm driving, I'm kind of doing 40 almost. As I'm driving, you know, I am going to look at the trees. And I'm going to go lunchtime to Branchwood Park. Right now I'm in Newark. I'm in Bloomfield still. And Branchwood Park is not far, but the way the weather has been weird, the cherry blossoms will start to blossom, you know, and you could tell that the weather is coming on. Okay, yeah, I see some blossoms on this tree. And that's one indicator, because no matter what man does in man's world, this earth is going to shake off all of this crap, all of the bad things and the disrespect that's been done to it. You know, and one of the things now, I'm not sure about other states, is in New Jersey. It was supposed to be January 1st, but now it's May 1st or May 31st. I'm not sure which one. There's a mandate. There we go, these mandates. No more plastic bags. And they're outlawed now. And if you go in the store, they ask you if you want a bag and you want a receipt. Supposedly you're saving the trees, you're saving the earth. No, I do want my receipt. Dollar Tree. Do you want a receipt? Absolutely. How do I return something if I have to? We don't want you to return it. That's why we're asking you. Or do you want a bag? How am I supposed to carry out these 15 items? Or these 14 items? Let's say 15 items. Because I only planned to spend $20. But now that it's $1.25, Dollar Tree, I can only spend $15. So that's 15 items. And how am I supposed to do that without a bag? Bring your own bag. And I am an advocate of that. They outlawed use recyclable bags at one time, those of us who know, and they had all this plastic. And now the plastic is choking the heck out of the environment. Everything's plastic. And now that there's a war out there somewhere with the Europeans clashing about something, you know, oil is plastic. Plastic is oil, and gas here is now $100 a gallon. So my answer to that, she who's driving on a little bit less than a half a tank, is to buy the gas. I don't go many places anywhere. I tend to stay home on the range, and I like it. And so, yes, that's what's happening. And even with paper bags, when we would go to the market, they'd give you a paper bag and they'd double it if there was milk, juice, something heavy. And you brought your groceries home. And the funny part about the paper bags, that was back when the supermarket bagged your groceries. I don't work here. I don't want to bag